Welcome to tonight's sleep story, Beneath the Wishing Tree. If you enjoy this tranquil tale and would like to hear more like it, please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Before we begin, let's take a moment to relax and settle into a comfortable position. Let your body sink into your mattress, feeling fully supported and at ease. Adjust your blankets or pillow if needed, creating a cozy space just for you. This is your time to let go of the day and invite calm and quiet into your evening. If you'd prefer to skip the breathing guidance and start the story, you can find the timestamps for the chapters in the description of this video. Let's take a soothing breath together. Slowly inhale through your nose, allowing the air to flow easily and naturally. Then exhale gently through your mouth, like a soft sigh of relief. With each breath, feel your body softening and releasing any tension. Imagine a gentle wave flowing in with each inhale and washing away the day as you exhale. If your mind begins to wander, that's okay. Just let your thoughts drift by like clouds in a peaceful sky, and gently return your attention to your breathing or the sound of my voice. There's nothing you need to do now except listen and allow the story to carry you into rest. This tale is set in the serene village of Elderglen, where an ancient wishing tree grants the purest of wishes, weaving dreams and stories into the very fabric of the community. As you continue to breathe slowly and deeply, picture the soft glow of the wishing tree's leaves, the gentle rustling of its branches, and the harmonious murmur of the village at dusk. With each breath, let yourself be drawn deeper into this world of tranquility and enchantment, where hope and magic are woven into the everyday lives of the villagers. Let's begin our journey beneath the wishing tree. Chapter 1. The Arrival. Elara's journey to the village of Elderglen was nothing short of a dream. The gentle swaying of the carriage, the rhythmic clip-clop of hooves on a cobbled road, and the whispering trees lining the path all created a symphony of peace. As she neared her destination, a sense of calm washed over her, as if the very air of Elderglen carried a soothing promise. The sun was just beginning its descent, casting a golden glow over the landscape, and Elara couldn't help but smile at the beauty that surrounded her. The village itself was nestled in a lush valley, surrounded by rolling hills and dense forests that seemed to hum with life. Elderglen's charm lay in its simplicity: quaint cottages with thatched roofs, gardens bursting with vibrant flowers, and the soft murmurs of villagers going about their daily routines. As Elara stepped off the carriage, she took a deep breath, inhaling the fresh, floral-scented air that seemed to promise tranquility and new beginnings. Her new home was a cozy cottage at the edge of the village, with a small garden that Elara immediately fell in love with. The previous owner had left behind a plethora of herbs, flowers, and vegetables, all thriving under the tender care of nature. Elara spent her first evening tending to the garden, her fingers gently brushing against the leaves and petals, feeling a connection to the earth that she hadn't felt in a long time. The setting sun bathed her in its warm glow, and she felt a deep sense of peace settle within her. As night fell, Elara decided to take a stroll through the village. The cobblestone streets were quiet, save for the occasional distant laughter of children or the gentle hum of a lullaby drifting from an open window. The village square, illuminated by the soft light of lanterns, was a serene gathering place where the wishing tree stood majestically at its center. Its ancient branches stretched wide, creating a canopy that seemed to envelop the square in a comforting embrace. The tree's leaves glowed faintly, casting a magical light that added to the village's enchanting atmosphere. Elara approached the wishing tree, drawn by its quiet, powerful presence. She had heard stories about its ability to grant wishes, but seeing it in person felt almost surreal. The tree exuded a sense of wisdom and tranquility that resonated deeply within her. She placed her hand on the rough bark, feeling the tree's gentle energy course through her. Closing her eyes, she whispered a simple wish for peace and belonging, hoping that the magic of Elderglen would guide her towards a fulfilling life. As she stood there, a soft breeze rustled the leaves, carrying with it a faint, melodic whisper. Elara listened intently, realizing that the tree was sharing its ancient stories with her. The tales spoke of the village's history, of generations of wishes and dreams that had been granted beneath its branches. Each story was a thread in the tapestry of Elderglen, woven together to create a legacy of hope and wonder. Elara felt a profound sense of connection to the village and its people, as if she had found a place where she truly belonged. With the moon high in the sky, casting a silvery glow over the village, Elara made her way back to her cottage. The soothing sounds of the night, the gentle chirping of crickets, the distant croak of frogs, and the soft rustling of leaves lulled her into a state of deep relaxation. She climbed into bed, her mind filled with the comforting stories of the wishing tree, and drifted off to sleep with a smile on her face, feeling more at peace than she had in years. Chapter 2. The First Wish. The dawn broke gently over Elderglen, casting a soft golden light on the village as it slowly came to life. Elara awoke with a sense of renewed purpose and tranquility, the memories of her first night beneath the wishing tree still fresh in her mind. She decided to start her day with a walk through the village, eager to immerse herself in the simple yet enchanting life of Elderglen. As she strolled through the cobblestone streets, she noticed the friendly faces of the villagers greeting each other with warm smiles and kind words. There was a sense of community and harmony that permeated the air, making Elara feel at home. She soon found herself at the village square once again, drawn to the majestic presence of the wishing tree. This time, however, she wasn't alone. Lucas, the village carpenter, was already there, his hands gently tracing the tree's ancient bark. His rugged appearance contrasted with the tenderness in his eyes as he made his wish. Elara watched from a distance, feeling a sense of curiosity and respect. She approached him slowly, not wanting to intrude on his private moment. Lucas turned to her with a warm smile, his eyes reflecting the soft glow of the tree's leaves. "Good morning," he greeted her in a gentle voice. "It's a beautiful day, isn't it? The tree seems to be especially vibrant today." Elara smiled back, feeling a sense of camaraderie. "Good morning, Lucas. It really is. I've heard so many wonderful stories about this tree. Do you come here often?" Lucas nodded, his gaze returning to the tree. "Yes, I do. The wishing tree has been a part of my life since I was a child. It's brought so much hope and joy to our village. Just yesterday, I made a wish for a way to help my neighbors who have been struggling." Elara felt a warmth in her heart as she listened to Lucas's story. "That's a beautiful wish, Lucas. I believe the tree will find a way to make it come true." As they continued to talk, the villagers began to gather around the square, each one drawn by the promise of the wishing tree's magic. Elara noticed how everyone seemed to be connected by an invisible thread of kindness and generosity. It was as if the tree's roots reached into their hearts, binding them together in a tapestry of hope and love. Later that day, as Elara wandered through the village, she saw the impact of Lucas's wish unfold. A shipment of supplies arrived unexpectedly, providing the villagers with much-needed resources. There was a sense of gratitude and relief that spread through Elderglen, and Elara couldn't help but feel that the wishing tree had played a part in this small miracle. That evening, as the sun set and the village was bathed in a warm golden light, Elara found herself once again beneath the wishing tree. She listened to the soft whispers of its leaves, feeling a deep sense of peace and connection. The stories of the village and its people filled her heart, creating a tapestry of magic and wonder that lulled her into a state of serene contentment. With the stars beginning to twinkle in the sky, Elara made her way back to her cozy cottage. The gentle sounds of the village night, the rustling of leaves, the distant crooning of an owl, and the soft footsteps of villagers heading home created a symphony of tranquility. She climbed into bed, her mind filled with the day's events, and drifted off to sleep with a sense of gratitude and peace, knowing that the wishing tree's magic was always there, guiding and protecting them all. Chapter 3. Echoes of the Past. Morning dawned softly over Elderglen, casting gentle light through the village, bathing it in a warm golden glow. Elara woke with the same sense of tranquility she had felt since arriving. Today she felt particularly drawn to the wishing tree, as if it held secrets waiting to be discovered. After a light breakfast of fresh bread and honey, she made her way to the village square. As she approached the wishing tree, she noticed Mira, the village storyteller, sitting beneath its sprawling branches. Mira was an elderly woman with twinkling eyes and a kind smile, known for her wealth of knowledge about Elderglen's history. Elara felt a wave of gratitude as she greeted Mira, eager to hear the stories that had shaped the village. "Good morning, Elara," Mira said, her voice warm and inviting. "I see the wishing tree has captured your heart as well. Would you like to hear some of its ancient tales?" Elara nodded enthusiastically, settling down beside Mira. As she listened, Mira's voice wove a tapestry of enchantment, each story a thread connecting the past to the present. She spoke of the tree's origins, its magical properties, and the many wishes it had granted over the centuries. Each tale was filled with hope and wonder, creating a serene atmosphere that wrapped around them like a comforting blanket. One story in particular caught Elara's attention. It was about a young girl named Elara, who had come to the village many years ago. Elara had a gentle heart and a deep connection to nature, much like Elara herself. She had wished for peace and harmony in Elderglen, and her wish had been granted in the form of a perpetual sense of calm that seemed to linger in the air. The villagers had always believed that Elara's spirit still watched over them, her wish continuing to protect and nurture their home. As Mira finished the story, Elara felt a profound sense of connection to Leora and the legacy she had left behind. She placed her hand on the rough bark of the wishing tree, feeling its ancient wisdom flow through her. The stories had awakened something deep within her, a sense of belonging and purpose that she hadn't felt in a long time. The rest of the day passed in a peaceful blur. Elara spent time tending to her garden, the soft scents of blooming flowers and fresh earth creating a soothing backdrop to her thoughts. She couldn't stop thinking about the stories she had heard, each one a testament to the magic and wonder that filled Elderglen. The wishing tree's leaves rustled gently in the breeze, as if whispering their approval. That evening, Elara returned to the village square, where the villagers had gathered for a community feast. The air was filled with the delicious aromas of home-cooked food and the joyful sounds of laughter and conversation. Elara felt a deep sense of gratitude as she joined her neighbors, sharing in their stories and dreams. She realized that the true magic of the wishing tree lay in the connections it fostered, the sense of unity and hope that it inspired. As the night grew darker and the stars began to twinkle in the sky, Elara found herself once again beneath the wishing tree. She closed her eyes, letting the stories she had heard fill her mind, the gentle sounds of the village night, the rustling of leaves, the distant murmur of voices, and the soft chirping of crickets created a symphony of tranquility. She whispered a silent thank you to the tree, feeling its ancient power wrap around her in a comforting embrace. With a heart full of peace and a mind filled with dreams, Elara made her way back to her cottage. She climbed into bed, the day's events playing softly in her thoughts. The stories of the wishing tree had given her a sense of purpose and belonging, a connection to the village and its people. As she drifted off to sleep, she felt more at home than ever, knowing that the magic of Elderglen would always be there to guide and protect her. Chapter 4: Unseen Connections. The days in Elderglen unfolded with a gentle, predictable rhythm, each one blending seamlessly into the next. Elara had settled into a comforting routine, her mornings spent tending to her garden, her afternoons filled with peaceful walks through the village, and her evenings often shared with the villagers beneath the wishing tree. It was during one of these serene evenings that she began to see the unseen connections that bound the village together. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows and a warm golden hue over the village square, Elara noticed a small group of children gathered around the wishing tree. They were whispering excitedly, their faces alight with anticipation. Curiosity piqued, Elara approached them, her presence greeted with bright smiles and eager chatter. "Miss Elara, do you have a wish too?" asked a little girl with curly hair and sparkling eyes. Elara smiled and knelt down to their level. "I do, but sometimes it's nice to just listen to the tree's stories. Do you have a special wish?" The children nodded, their eyes wide with wonder. One by one, they began to share their wishes, each one simple yet filled with a profound sense of hope. Elara realized that the wishing tree wasn't just a magical entity, it was a source of comfort and guidance for everyone in the village, from the youngest child to the oldest elder. As the children's voices blended into a harmonious murmur, Elara felt a warm hand on her shoulder. She turned to see Lucas standing beside her, his usual gentle smile gracing his features. "They really believe in the magic, don't they?" he said, his voice soft and filled with admiration. Elara nodded, feeling a deep sense of gratitude for the innocence and hope that the children embodied. "Yes, they do. And I think we do too, in our own way. The tree has a way of bringing us all together, doesn't it?" Lucas's smile broadened, and he looked around at the villagers gathered in the square. "It does. We're all connected by our dreams and wishes. Sometimes it's easy to forget how much we mean to each other, but the tree reminds us." As the evening progressed, Elara and Lucas wandered through the village, observing the small acts of kindness and connection that wove the fabric of Elderglen's community. They saw Mira sharing stories with a group of elders, their laughter and shared memories creating a comforting, nostalgic atmosphere. They watched as neighbors helped each other with chores, their cooperation and camaraderie reflecting the deep bonds of friendship and trust. Elara realized that the true magic of the wishing tree lay not just in its ability to grant wishes, but in the way it inspired people to care for one another. It nurtured a sense of unity and compassion that made the village a sanctuary of peace and hope. The tree's roots ran deep, not just in the earth, but in the hearts of the villagers, binding them together in an unbreakable bond. That night, as Elara lay in bed, she reflected on the unseen connections that had become visible to her. The gentle sounds of the village night, the rustling of leaves, the soft chirping of crickets, and the distant hum of a lullaby created a soothing backdrop to her thoughts. She felt a deep sense of contentment, knowing that she was part of something beautiful and timeless. With a heart full of gratitude and a mind at peace, Elara drifted off to sleep, the stories and connections of the day mingling with her dreams. The wishing tree's magic continued to weave its way through her life, guiding her towards a deeper understanding of the village and its people. She knew that as long as the tree stood, the village of Elderglen would remain a place of serenity and wonder, a haven for all who sought its gentle embrace. Chapter 5. A Tapestry of Dreams. The gentle light of dawn filtered through Elara's window, casting soft golden hues across her room. She woke with a sense of anticipation and peace, knowing that today would be special. The villagers had planned a grand celebration beneath the wishing tree, a gathering to honor the magic that had brought so much hope and unity to their lives. As Elara prepared for the day, she felt a deep sense of gratitude for the time she had spent in Elderglen and the connections she had made. The village square was abuzz with activity when Elara arrived. The air was filled with the sweet scent of flowers and freshly baked goods, mingling with the soft hum of joyful conversations. The wishing tree stood tall and majestic, its leaves glowing with a faint, comforting light that seemed to welcome everyone with open arms. Elara joined the villagers, feeling the warmth of their smiles and the genuine happiness that radiated from each person. Mira, the storyteller, stood at the base of the tree, her eyes twinkling with excitement. "Welcome, everyone," she began, her voice carrying a soothing tone that immediately captured their attention. "Today we celebrate the magic of the wishing tree, and the beautiful tapestry of dreams it has woven for us. One by one, the villagers stepped forward to share their stories and wishes. Lucas recounted how his wish to help his neighbors had led to a wave of generosity and support, strengthening the bonds of the community. Children spoke of the simple joys and hopes they had whispered to the tree, their innocence and wonder reminding everyone of the magic that lay in their hearts. Each story added a new thread to the tapestry, creating a rich, vibrant picture of Elderglen's collective dreams. Elara listened with rapt attention, her heart swelling with pride and love for the village that had embraced her. When it was her turn, she stepped forward, feeling a surge of emotion as she shared her journey. She spoke of her search for peace and belonging, and how the wishing tree had guided her to a place where she truly felt at home. The villagers listened intently, their eyes reflecting the same sense of connection and gratitude that Elara felt. As the stories came to an end, Mira stepped forward once more, her voice filled with warmth and wisdom. The wishing tree has shown us that our dreams are not just our own. They are woven together, creating a tapestry of hope, love, and unity. Let us continue to nurture this magic, not just through our wishes, but through our actions and the kindness we share with one another. The celebration continued late into the night, the village square filled with laughter, music, and the soft glow of lanterns. Elara found herself surrounded by friends, old and new, each one a reminder of the magic that bound them together. As the night wore on, she felt a deep sense of contentment, knowing that she was part of something truly special. Finally, as the stars twinkled overhead and the village began to quiet down, Elara made her way back to the wishing tree. She placed her hand on the rough bark, feeling its ancient wisdom and gentle energy. Closing her eyes, she whispered a silent thank you, her heart filled with gratitude for the journey she had taken and the dreams that had come true. With a final lingering glance at the wishing tree, Elara walked back to her cottage. The gentle sounds of the village night, the rustling of leaves, the distant croak of frogs, and the soft murmur of the breeze created a soothing backdrop to her thoughts. She climbed into bed, the day's memories playing softly in her mind, and drifted off to sleep with a smile on her face. In her dreams, she saw the wishing tree, its leaves glowing with the hopes and dreams of the villagers. She felt a profound sense of peace, knowing that the magic of Elderglen would always be there, guiding and protecting them all. The tapestry of dreams would continue to grow, each new thread adding to the beauty and wonder of their shared journey.